Today we'll be ranking the top 9 things to do and see in South Korea. From beautiful panoramic views to highly advanced metropolises, South Korea packs a lot to do within its relatively small landmass. Let's explore some of the most gorgeous sights in South Korea, the best gastronomic experiences, and we'll even tell you how to visit the set of Netflix's explosive Squid Games. Make sure to stick around, you won't want to miss this. First on our list is Jeju Island. Jeju, special self-governing province. Jeju Island is the largest island in South Korea with a population of about 600,000. It is part of the Jeju Special Self-Governing Province, which has played an important role in the Korean military. In 2007, the South Korean government selected a village on the southern coast of the island as the site of a controversial naval base that would cost nearly $1 billion to construct. Residents of the island have protested the construction of the military base. It's the only self-governing province, although it is considered a part of Korea, does not adhere to its laws and regulations. The island is home to a UNESCO World Heritage Site known as the Jeju Volcanic Island and Lava Tubes. Not only is Jeju the largest island in South Korea, it's also home to their tallest mountain, which is actually a volcano. The island was formed from lava that erupted, then cooled on contact with the water, causing it to solidify. Next up, Seoul, the capital city. The dazzling capital city, Seoul, has enough culture packed within its limits to give you the entire South Korean experience. From temples to markets, Seoul is a must, especially for people who are visiting for only a short amount of time. Residences get to enjoy the amenities of living in a city that is known for providing an extremely high quality of life. It can be quite expensive to live here and boasts the 4th largest metropolitan economy in the world. It's home to over a dozen Fortune 500 companies, some of the biggest names being Samsung, LG, and Hyundai. Equally ideal for work or play, Seoul is also home to over 100 museums. The National Museum of Korea is the most representative of museums in not only Seoul but all South Korea. Now we have Dado Hae-Sang National Park, Yoso. Often shortened to Dado Hae National Park, it's the largest expanse of protected land in the country. Located at the southwest coast, it includes a combination of marine land and islands. The climate is warm, rarely dipping into freezing temperatures. It's a great spot to see some incredible wildlife with many birds and fish species, and even marine mammals like orca and finless porpoises. Dado Hae National Park also has an abundance of plant species, the most beautiful and fragrant being the native orchids. There are 7 different zones, so make sure to plan your transportation diligently. Up next, Haho Folk Village, Andong. For anyone visiting Andong, the Haho Folk Village is a tranquil relic that is still entirely functional as a city today. While there is an admission fee of approximately $5 and daily performances, there are many residences who live and work in Haho full-time. The village is a rich history and is the birthplace of the renowned Ryu family of politicians and scholars who played an important role in Korean history. The dwellings here are traditional Korean hanok. The Bukchok-daik house, the oldest structure in the village, is a sight to see, and the head of Ryu family still lives in one of these homes to this day. At the highest point of the village, you'll be able to find a 600-year-old Zelkova tree that is said to be the home of a goddess named Samsin. Other activities include being captivated by the traditional mask dance or visiting the mask museum. Next on the list is Daehan Daewon Green Tea Field, Bosong. The Daehan Daewon Tea Plantation is a highly beloved tea farm in Bosong. Tourists can enjoy a day of hiking through the 27 hectares of hills and cedar forest. There are some amenities on the farm, such as bathrooms and a small cafe. Guests will have to ascend the 350-meter peak to get a taste of their famous green tea ice cream, which is a relatively short climb. Even at 350 meters above sea level, a view of the nearby ocean is possible from the summit on clear days. It's open year-round, but the best time to visit is either the spring when the cherry blossom path is in full bloom, or midsummer when the tea leaves have reached their prime and are ready for harvest. Its lush greenery has made Daehan Daewon an attractive filming location and can be spotted as a backdrop in numerous films. Don't go anywhere if you're a fan of Squid Games. We'll be giving you all the information you need to visit one of the filming locations shortly. Up next, Juknokwan Bamboo Forest, Damyang. The Juknokwan Bamboo Forest in Damyang Pyongyang is a wonderful destination for many reasons. It's about 3.5 hours from the capital city Seoul, so it would be best to plan an overnight trip. While popular amongst locals, the forest is rarely inundated by tourists. Try to arrive early in the day to be able to get the most out of your visit. There are 8 different paths to hike in the 31-hectare bamboo forest, but if you get tired, there are also many relaxing rest stops. Hikers can find lounge areas with cozy hammocks made of the same bamboo that grows around it. Gomguk is open year-round, even in wintertime when the trees are covered in a glittery blanket of snow. Aside from the beautiful plant life, you can also find various art installations and some traditional dwellings on the property. Now we have Jeonju, North Jeolla Province. Eat once in Jeonju, Koreans say, and you'll be spoiled for life. Although Jeonju may be known most widely for its traditional hanok heritage village, the number one reason why you should visit this city is for the food. Its name directly translates to perfect region, and with the wide selection of delicacies to try, we think it's aptly named. Jeonju has been recognized by UNESCO and was added to their list of creative cities for gastronomy in 2012, of which there are only 36 worldwide. The unofficial national dish of South Korea, bibimbap, has its origins in the Jeonju region. With rice, chili paste, egg, meats, and vegetables, there are numerous different ways to garnish and enjoy this simple meal. For dessert, you absolutely have to stop for a handheld Jeonju choco pie, a cake-like dessert filled with icing and jam that can only be found within the city limits. If you're thirsty, the traditional Korean wine museum offers a tour demonstrating the production of rice wine, as well as a tasting room. Street food is widely popular in most Asian countries, with vendors lined up on sidewalks or in markets. The Nambu market is the oldest in Jeonju and hosts the famous night market, which is an amazing nightlife spot that is only open on the weekends. Now, Namdaemun Market, Seoul. The Namdaemun Market is the oldest market in the country, dating back to the 1400s. It would actually be considered the world's oldest continuously running market if it weren't for its destruction during the Korean War. It is, however, the largest market in Korea, with labyrinth alleyways that are not accessible by car. Locals and visitors can find almost anything they need here at wholesale prices, such as inexpensive clothing, handmade goods, cookware, textiles, and furniture. Like most open-air markets, there are numerous restaurants and food stalls filling the winding streets. In fact, there are entire streets devoted solely to dining. One food that must be sampled here is the popular hotteok. This pancake-like pastry made of rice dough is stuffed with either sweet or savory ingredients and then pan-fried. They're a great snack to get on the go and are easy to eat since all the fillings are neatly contained. For the boldest of foods, try the pig's feet or fresh octopus tentacles that dance and stick to your tongue. And lastly on today's list is Daejeon, Asia's Silicon Valley. Similar to the Jeju special self-governing province, Daejeon is an independent metropolis that is also self-governed. It is the 5th largest city in South Korea. It's been nicknamed Asia's Silicon Valley for its high concentration of tech companies and research centers. Netflix's top streaming show, Squid Games, which climbed to #1 in most countries worldwide, was filmed in Daejeon. One of the characteristics that made Squid Game so enjoyable to look at was the production crew's use of physical sets versus computer graphics. Nearly everything in the show was custom made by extremely skilled set designers. The outdoor shots were filmed at various locations around the country, such as Seoul and the previously mentioned Jeju Island. With things slowly returning to normal, South Korean travel agencies have been given the green light to offer fans and tourists Squid Games themed excursions to explore locations that appear in the show. We hope you enjoyed our video ranking the best things to see and do in South Korea. No matter what region you're visiting, this beautiful country is rich in culture and history. Which spots will you visit on your trip? Do you daydream of hikes in bamboo forests, or would you prefer to explore the city? Comment down below what you love the most about South Korea. Make sure to give us a follow and a like.